This week on Off the Hook, we will look back at college football week 0. How do we do with our picks? A field goal kicker who learned how to kick watching YouTube videos. The World Series title contender loses their ace. And college football week 1 is here. We will break down all the key matchups and get you ready for week 1 games. NFL preseason week 3 is over. It's on to the regular season. A look ahead to the season opener with the Cowboys and Eagles. Golf season is wrapping up. We'll look back at the Tour Championship from this past weekend. Tommy Fleetwood, did he choke or did he get it done? All that and much more coming up August 28, 2025 edition of Off the Hook.
If I ever become a vegan, would you just punch me in the face as hard as you can?
This is Off the Hook, where sharp picks meet real action. We do the work, sweat the spreads, and occasionally pretend we knew it all along. Let's go!
This is Off the Hook, sports show you'd bet on. Mike, week 1 college football, it's finally here. We're looking at the matchups and the best bets this week. We got opening lines where we're going to have updates from MLB, PGA Tour wrapping up with the Tour Championship. A little sneak peek in the latest NFL news, maybe a little week 1 preview, Eagles, Cowgirls, Thursday night, possibly. And then close the books. And we're going to close it with Cash It or Trash It. That's our weekly pick segment. And listen, this is a jam-packed slate. Dude, this is a banger of a show. We got week 0 out the way. Week 1 is here. Dude, let's just jump right into this shit, dude. I got notes all over the place here, dude.
Let's do it. 80% winners last week. It's like a rolling not a stopwatch. Shit don't ever stop. Let's do it.
Hey, I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah, we are 80%.
Let's do it.
En fuego. And I know you and I like the same bands. This is a banger of a show. Dude,
let's do it.
Dude, you hear this banger?
We got music up in here.
Dude.
Nice.
Dude, the starting line is bad. Dude.
I saw the clip, the short that you did that we put out. I heard that the other day when I was floating through my either Facebook or Insta page, and that came on. That shit's hot.
Dude, these guys have not had an album in 18 years.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like I'm like 21 again.
I know.
I discovered this banger. I'm like, the starting line has a new album. I'm like, I gotta do a video with it. So I was like,
cool.
Yeah, we're gonna lead this show off with this banger. There's a banger of a show here. So yeah, we are 80% winners, people. So if you're not riding with us, hey, it's week 1. You can jump on board. We'll accept anybody. We're equal opportunity bet service here.
That's
and
right.
It's free. And it's free.
Come get a piece. Come get a piece while it's free.
Yeah, we
might turn into a tout service in a couple weeks. Who knows?
We'll be putting a Venmo or a Cash App thing up here. And oh, man. We're going to get this.
You see, I am sporting the DraftKings shirt today. And no, we are not sponsored. In fact, you know what? Fuck them. You know what? I shouldn't even be wearing this shirt. Did I tell you I had a college basketball? Like, I was on fire and I was on a heater. And I won't mention the dollar amounts I was betting at that time. But, you know, I was in the VIP program there. I was winning. And out of nowhere, I went to make a bet, and it said, I forget the exact words they used, but it said the denominations were too high. So I tried making another bet for a lesser amount. Didn't let me. I tried doing a lesser amount. It finally let me make a bet for $100, which was a fraction of what I was betting. And from there on out, college basketball, I could not bet more than $100 on a game. They literally cut me out of the VIP program. And soon after that, I was unable to make large bets on NBA, NFL. So I don't use DraftKings much. I will change my mind if you come and give us a sponsorship. But until then, go fuck yourself.
DraftKings, listen, we'll take anybody's money. So we're We're shopping around for sponsors, and it'd be nice if whatever bet service wants to give us money and say, "Hey, these guys are 80% winners," because that's all we give out here. We just cash tickets all week long here. That's all we do.
We are delusional if we think we're going to be 80% for long, but it's fun while it lasts. Let's do it.
I'll take 55, 60. But
all right, you want to recap those winners quickly that we had last week?
Yeah, we're gonna start here opening lines. We're gonna open the books, cut through all the noise, all the bullshit, bring you the biggest headlines from across the sports world. And listen, did I mention we were 80% last week? I'm just going to recap. You guys can rack the tape. You can rewind it. But these are the picks that we took. We did have UFC 319. I included that in there because that was the very first bet that we gave out on this program. So we had the UFC 319. And then last week, I had Hawaii minus 2.5. So they are 1-0 against the spread at home. So going back to last year, they were 6-1 against the spread, second best college football. They got it done. It was ugly, but they got it done. I had Iowa State +3, and tonight I do have USF +6. Now that line is all over the place. It started at 9, 9.5, 6. I think you got it. You were looking at it was 7. I don't know if you took it or not.
I had it at. I'm locked in at 7.5, and it is an official play for both of us. You're not going to get those numbers now. I think the best I see it at is 6. At like 1 or 2 sharp books. At some other books, it's down to 5.5. Listen, I'm being honest. I'd still probably play it at 5.5. So, if you want to follow, go for it.
Yeah, and then you had Kansas State -3 last week.
Yep, that one sucked.
Yeah, that was a toss-up. I mean, we can get in that. We can get in that. Yeah, Let's just get into it now because, listen, I'm happy that I won. I mean, collectively, as a program, we won 80%. But the end of that game was complete garbage. What the hell are those coaches doing? You're at the fucking 1 yard line, half-yard line, and you're kneeling on, dude. That's the shit that drives you nuts.
I know.
No matter what side you're on. Dude, I literally thought I was like, oh, I'm done. They're going to score. Yeah. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I thought I had a chance there. It's a shame. KSU beat them in the line of scrimmage. They outgained them in yards. The reason they lost the game is they lost the 2 biggest parts of the game that are most important. Turnovers. I mean, it was sloppy on both sides, but more sloppy on KSU, and then penalties. KSU had too many penalties, and that's what cost them the game. But hey, hats off to Tom. He came in on the other side and got a winner. I'm happy. My other 2 games were winners. So
yeah, and as I'm the parlay extraordinaire over here. So I did double down, and I did Iowa State +3 and the under. So I was really sweating at the end because of that. Overturned the touchdown, and then I'm like, they're going to score, and it just debacle. The whole game was sloppy. It started off shit. I even said to you, I said, look, it's probably going to rain. It's in Ireland. The track's going to be a mess, and it was a mess, and it stopped raining, and then they just, out of nowhere, they just started scoring points, and I'm like, this is just nuts. Actually, looking back now in hindsight, which is easy to do, probably would have been better to do live betting on that game because it started out such shit. Just, nobody could score. It's just... These neutral site games get you. So, and then Mike, you did have the over in the UNLV Idaho State game, and you also had the over in the Sam Houston Western Kentucky game. Yeah,
I was pretty comfortable with those games. I mean, I told you UNLV was defensively atrocious. They gave up 555 yards from scrimmage against.
Was it 31st downs?
Idaho State. Jeez.
Idaho State looked like a top 25 team. That was.
Listen, UNLV was pretty bad. I'm be honest, though, I'm surprised Idaho State looked actually better than I thought, and I don't expect UNLV to be that bad all season. I think the defense isn't going to be good by any stretch, but things will come around a little bit for them.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That UNLV, they have to have the worst defense in college football. It reminds me of Dan Mullen's defense when he was toward the end of his tenure in Florida, when there's just like more holes than Swiss cheese in that shit, and they're just getting stomped on. I'm like, oh my god.
There are some pretty bad defenses. I'll talk about that in the last segment when I give some of my plays out. So.
But interesting, and I think you probably heard this too, but going back to the Hawaii game, that was another nail biter on that one because that was sloppy. And then the kicker, a 25-year-old field goal kicker who literally 4 years ago taught himself how to kick watching YouTube videos, was a walk-on, got himself a walk-on opportunity at a JUCO college in Ohio, and now he's in Hawaii. Kid's from Japan. Taught himself to speak English, was cutting his own hair.
Gave his own haircuts. How do you like that? That's impressive.
He was probably using a Flowbee. This is like a Netflix special waiting to happen. A kid comes in and drills a game-winning field goal. I mean, and Frank Reich, listen, let's be honest. Frank Reich, that guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah, I mean, time management. Jesus Christ. There's 20 seconds left. The team's about your opposition's about to kick a game-winning field goal, and you let them run the clock down in order to kick it. Dude, how many times have we seen shit happen in the last 15, 20 seconds of a game? You use your time out there. You make them kick it. Anything could happen on that kickoff return. Anything could happen. He could call that, get a touchback, run 2 offensive plays and stop the clock with timeouts. Insane. I was baffled, but that
Andy Reid 2.0 with timeouts in your pocket, 3 timeouts left. And listen, CBS, you guys got to do better. I was so sick and tired.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
I was so sick and tired of where's Andrew Luck? Where is he now? Is he getting a Malsada at Leonard's? Is he in the beach? Where's Andrew Luck at? Listen, they treated Andrew Luck like he's the second coming of Christ and he's Peyton Manning. I'm like, what the hell did Andrew Luck ever do that they're treating him like he is God's gift of football knowledge? It was just back and forth with Andrew Luck. You're in Hawaii. Hawaii was 6-1 against the spread, second best at home. They are a good team at home. And you're talking about Andrew Luck and this shit-ass Stanford team and their quarterback. Listen, let me tell you, his passes were horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. And then it just said, like, Andrew Luck is just this great guy. Well, come on, dude.
Yeah,
do better.
They're going to struggle.
Hammer the under win total for Stanford because they suck. Yeah. And listen, I know I took over Hawaii over the win total, and I'm still sticking by that. I'll have the bet in. But Alejado, I feel bad for that kid, man. I don't like – I'm glad they won, but I don't agree with Timmy Chang leaving that kid in it. Dude, that kid's hurt. I don't even know if he plays.
It was obvious.
That's bad. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think they got a prayer against Arizona this week. But that kid's, they shouldn't even put that kid out there. That's just bad news. So that's a recap of week 0. That is gone. We're on to week 1. But before we get into that, we got a couple other things here in opening lines on MLB. Man, I don't know what to say about the Phillies. You know, I just feel bad for Wheeler.
Bad break.
It's just, yeah, I don't know what to say.
And the line, looks like Vegas is starting to. The line was plus 800 last week when it happened, and now with the news and people thinking that their season's down the drain, it went from plus 800 to plus 900. I still think they got a legit shot. They got good starting pitching, and if the bats come alive at the right time, they got a choice. They got a chance. It's worth a shot for me, I think.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I just pull up DraftKings. I mean, it depends on what service you're using, right? So this was published, it says as of early afternoon today. Dude, they got the Phillies at plus 650 to make the World Series.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right if they're going to be plus 900 to win it, yeah.
Do you think this team do you think they could hit their way to World Series? I think so.
I do. I think they can get enough pitching to kind of make up for that.
Yeah. Honestly, if the playoffs started today and the season ended today and we're starting playoffs or we're in the playoffs, NLCS, if the Dodgers were to get there, I would take the Phillies over the Dodgers. Dodgers are too streaky. I wouldn't. I would stay away. I mean, they're plus 400 just to make the World Series.
I'll run down the line here. You got the Dodgers. This is for World Series winner. You got the Dodgers at plus 320. The Brewers plus 800. Detroit now jumps in there at plus 850. Then you got the Phils at plus 900. Toronto at plus 1,000. San Diego at plus 1,000. And then Seattle plus 1,100. And Houston at plus 1,400.
Yeah.
So it looks like, you got the Dodgers and then a bunch of teams in the middle and then like a third layer. I think they're giving the Dodgers a little too much credit, to be honest.
Way too much. Way too much. There's way too much. I mean, they're just all over the place. They're all from hitting to pitching. They're all over. You don't know what you're going to get. I don't see those numbers. It just seems, for whatever reason, all the books, I mean, collectively, it varies here and there, but they're all within a range. So it's like they're still high on them. And I get it. They have the talent, but I mean, they've been streaking for a while now. I mean, it's almost like a month, right? I mean, it's not like a 1 or 2 game thing or a 1 or 2 series thing. This has been going on.
Well, we're going to see how it plays out in the next couple of weeks. Should be interesting.
Yeah, but I still like those Phillies numbers. I do think they could hit their way there. What they do when they get there, but even if you just take that number just to make it. But it's like you said, you got a couple teams up front, and then they're all bunched up, and it's like, who's going to make a move, right? And
hey, what do you think about the MLB realignment talk? What's your thoughts?
I will go help Rob Manfred pack his shit and get him the fuck out.
Yeah.
Give me Bud Selig back and let everybody juice him up, and let's see some home runs fly over the fence. This guy is an idiot.
I figured the traditionalist fan isn't going to like it too much, but I like the idea of the regional thing. For me as a Phillies fan, I think it'd be cool to see them play those teams, but I could see how a traditionalist would be a little upset with it.
Yeah. So the regionality piece of it, from a logistics standpoint, it makes sense for travel. It's easier. I get that. I would like to see Nashville get a team, because when you think about it, the Braves are the only team in that region from the Carolinas to Georgia all the way over to like Texas. There's no other team down there, which is odd. They have a hockey team there, but a baseball team there. I don't think they should put a team in Charlotte, because nobody cares about Charlotte. Right. They're talking about putting a team in Portland. Nobody gives a shit about Portland either. You don't give a shit about the Trailblazers and NBA. Nobody gives a shit there. No. And then I read some article that they're thinking about going back to Montreal. Listen, you fucked that up when you were in Montreal before and you booted them out, and now you want to go back there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just so stupid. I'm okay if you add teams. I agree with Nashville. I don't know where the other team should be. That's a coin flip, I guess. But this guy is just... He needs to go.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
We need somebody else in there. I okay with the realignment, just not okay with where that second team goes. They pretty much said Nashville is almost like a lock. But then on these graphics that I'm seeing, all of them have Charlotte. A couple have Nashville.
That would be cool.
Yeah, the only thing I would hate is to see their AAA team, that's the Brewers AAA team. I'd hate to see them go, because that is a cool ballpark. I was there for a game. It's pretty cool, but you're going to get an MLB team, so I guess there's a trade-off. Yeah. But Nashville is Vegas East. And while we're on that subject of this shit, when the fucking team moves, can you change the fucking name? Because I don't want you to be called the Las Vegas A's.
Yeah.
Dude, Oakland was a dump. Just pick another name and rebrand yourself. New colors, I don't know, whatever. But that's like...
That stadium's a dump, too.
Dude, that is the worst MLB stadium I've ever been to in my life, was Oakland Coliseum. Yeah. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. I was there 3 innings and I split, dude. It was a nightmare getting in. I paid more for parking. I heard
the same.
I paid more for parking than I did for the game ticket. And it was the worst stadium I was ever at. It's terrible. I can see why they moved, but MLB realignment. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with that. NFL preseason news coming out of camp. Some kind of big headlines. Thielen traded back to Minnesota.
They love him there, though. They love him.
I mean, I guess I don't see Vegas or any of these books reacting to that move. I think it's just kind of flat.
No.
It's just flat, dude. It's not moving the needle either.
It's almost not even newsworthy, actually. That's how much irrelevant that is. He's not a game changer. He's a solid option now, but not a game changer.
I think if I'm JJ McCarthy, I'm a little bit happier. And if you're Justin Jefferson, it kind of takes that double coverage off you, I guess, in certain spots. But it doesn't move the needle one way or the other. I think they're still. I still think they're under the season win total, but I don't think it does anything. So. Did you see now? I don't know if the deal's been done, but as of the time that we're doing this, YouTube TV and the NFL are still in negotiations. Fox, all these are like Fox Sports, Fox News. The deadline passed, so 5:00 on the 27th, it expired, and there's been no. The only news I heard was the FCC chairman said, "Get it done," and that's all they said. So,
well, I guess we could come back with an update next podcast.
And not only is that bad for the NFL, it's bad for college football. They're going to lose all these games. If you got YouTube TV, you're getting screwed.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I did find it interesting. You had Hendrickson resign and McLaurin resign, right?
Yeah. McLaurin signed a 3-year, $96 million.
Okay. So, looking at these, so I think he's 3 years, $96 million. I think the bar, at least what his agent was probably looking at, was Metcalf. Well, he's a little bit younger, a little bit more of an upside because he's 3 years younger, and his average was $33 million. Then he got 32, but he's also 30 years old. Trey Hendrickson just got a $14 million raise.
Yeah, he's like $30 million a year now.
Dude, 1 year, $30 million, $14 million pay raise. He took that bag and running.
He did.
Micah Parsons. So people think he's going to get traded.
I don't
care. I don't care.
Every time
either.
you say a word, I'm just going to say, don't care. I hate that guy. I'd love him if he was on the Eagles, though. But he's he's such an unlikable player. I mean, he's so good, but so unlikable.
His agent pretty much told Jerry Jones to go shut.
No, I'm joking. I'm fucking with you. No, he's. But everybody in that organization's an asshole.
They are. And this is where agents are also assholes because his agent's trying to play hardball, but it's not working because he's got 2 years left on his deal. He's saying, ow, my back hurts, but the MRI's clear. So if the medical staff clears him, then that means if he chooses to sit out, he could get suspended 4 games. So what a moron. So either put your big boy pants on and play or sit the 4 games. Dude, like you don't have a way out.
And when they interview his teammates, they're so casual about it. And they're like, he'll be here week 1. He'll be playing. So I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't know, but I'd hate to be in the middle of that. If I was his teammates, I'd hate what he's bringing to that team and all that bad karma,
Bad juju.
Yeah.
And then listen, we'd said it before. I mean, it's practice, but look,
football's not a game, man. It's practice.
Football's different than, let's say, golf. There's in shape, but then there's football shape. You got the Eagles week 1, but he's going to get gassed. You know that this guy's laying around eating nachos, laying on a training table. You think he's really trained? I don't know.
So let's talk about that. We aren't going to get into NFL week 1 games because we have a new episode coming out next week where we'll touch on the NFL games for week 1. But we will have a podcast out just before the Thursday night. But since it's going to be close, we figured we'd talk about the Eagles-Dallas game just briefly on this one. I hope that he doesn't get things resolved because I'd much rather face the Dallas Cowboys team without him on the opposite side for sure.
Yeah, agree. And at this point, the longer it drags out, I'm okay if he actually does play because I think he's not really going to do it. I mean, he's there. He's always a threat. But the longer he holds out, he comes back this weekend. He's got a couple of days to get ready. And then.
So my thoughts on this game just briefly, and I don't want to get into it too much and I'm not going to pick a side right now, but it's not going to be an easy cakewalk game for the Eagles. They're going to get challenged here, and I expect Dallas to give them a good run. Dallas is definitely going to be better than last year. I expect to get their best shot.
The only thing that Dallas is going to be better. I just don't know what this coach is going to do. I don't have any faith in him. I could see him making some bonehead moves. The end of the game is going to cost him games. But well, I mean, I'm taking the Eagles, obviously. I think it's still, was it 6.5? I'm trying to find I think it was at 6.5. I don't think it moved really.
Yeah, it's, I would imagine it's still right around there.
Yeah. Well, DraftKings, your favorite book, has it, Eagles laying a touchdown.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, it's a 7 in some places.
It's going from 6 to 7. It's just up and down depending on what day or time you're looking at it. They're all kind of the same ballpark. But yeah, I mean, we can get more into that game next week. But
we got too much college football to talk about.
Dude,
we're going to worry about the NFL. I haven't even placed an NFL bet yet on the side for week 1 yet. I will be looking at that in the next few days.
Yeah.
But too much good, exciting college football to talk about.
But the one thing, I fucking can't stand the Cowboys, but I did start watching that Cowboys documentary on Netflix that came out a couple days ago.
I haven't watched it yet. Good stuff?
Yeah, it's good. So they talk about Jerry Jones and pretty much threw all his chips in on the Cowboys, which kudos to him. I think the guy's an asshole, but it's a business. And I guess if I'm putting all my chips in and betting the farm, I'm going to want to win, and I'm going to try to get whoever I can. Kind of like the Steinbrenner thing with the Yankees. Right? I don't have a problem with these teams spending money, no matter what sport. It's a business nowadays. Nobody cares. It's cutthroat. It's business. You want to make money. But he was drilling oil wells, and the one oil well, he spent $800,000 to start up this well, and he netted over $100 million from one oil well, and so he got all this money basically to buy the Cowboys.
Yeah, good for him. Fucking rich fuck.
But the one thing that is funny, you got playmaker Michael Irvin makes his appearance early on, and they're showing that Miami team when they won the national championship and how much coke was Michael Irvin doing in Miami and South Beach in '86? The dude is just, you got to watch it because
he's the one Cowboy I do like.
He was, he was determined, but it's just like back in those, you just see that team and just,
without a doubt,
just him on the sideline. It's just funny to see. But we'll get more into NFL next week. One thing that we got left in opening lines, Tommy Fleetwood. Did he get that done? See,
the agonizing wait is over. Fleetwood, finally, for everything, the FedEx Cup title.
Yeah, everybody's waiting for him to crumble down the stretch, and he did nothing even remotely close to that. He was solid.
Dude, how about that? The guy's like runner-up how many times, and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to go win 10 mil.
Yeah,
just
that's
shut everybody
awesome.
up. Good
you
for
know what
him.
I like about him? He's a good character guy. He'll hit a bad shot. He'll hit a bad tee shot. Awful tee shot. And as he's walking to take his second shot, he's fist bumping kids along on the walk. You see when people hit a bad shot, slamming their clubs, are miserable. They aren't looking at fans. He's still going out, giving fist bumps to these kids. I admire that. He's a cool dude.
I like that too.
He's deserving of this.
He's like a toned down Bryson. He's just mellow, even keel, fist bumping the fans. It's like you said, even the dude's been a runner-up how many times, and the Travelers shit the bed. Really just an epic meltdown. And he still was gracious enough to do interviews, unlike other idiots like Rory, who's a little baby. So kudos to Tommy Fleetwood. Honestly, I think next year, I'm just going out on a limb. I think he's just going to play free and at ease. The guy's got the game. He's just collected a pressure's off bag. Now. So, I think he wins a couple more next year. I wouldn't be surprised if he's right back there. Shit, I'll put money on Fleetwood to win the Masters. Wouldn't that be some shit? He wins the FedEx and then goes and wins the Masters.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So golf is over, and that kind of sucks. But there's some other the Ryder Cup's coming. We can break that down for one in a couple weeks. All right. So opening lines, news stops there. But the action is just getting started as we move to across the board. Look at the biggest games that matter this week. Even if we don't have action on them, we're still going to break them down. Let's just get right into it. Campus kickoff, week 1, college football. Mike, we just take it from the top. Big noon kickoff. We got Texas, hook 'em horns, baby, going into Ohio State.
Yeah, into Buckeye territory.
Yeah.
Talk about a great way to start off the season. That's a great game.
Dude, is this like the best week? This might be
I'm
the
excited.
best opening week of college football in a long time. As far as I can
tell
remember.
you, people in my house aren't going to like me because I'm going to be on the couch all Saturday.
Dude, I'm just going to be in a vegetative state.
Yeah, I feel bad, but then I don't. So yeah, let's take a look into this game a little bit, dig in a little bit here. So both teams are outside the top 80 in returning production. So they're pretty evenly matched up with players they're getting back. Ohio State did lose 2 running backs to the NFL, but they're loaded at the wide receiver position. The best player on the field is going to be on the Ohio State defensive side of the field. Caleb Downs, definitely going to be the best player on the field. Defensive coordinator, and I just know Tom is going to like this guy because Matt Patricia is a Patriots guy, and Tom likes all the descendants of the Patriots. But that's kind of my angle on this game. Although I'm not playing it, I will play Texas if I could get it at 3. If I get it at 3, I will play it. I'm not taking it at 2.5. So Matt Patricia is a big drop off from Knowles. Just is. Is. And then let's look at the other side of the ball. Yeah, with Texas, there are some question marks. Arch Manning, what do we know about him? We know all the hype we hear, but we really haven't seen a whole lot. Even on their offensive line, they lost a lot. Texas lost a lot of talent. Defense, there's going to be a little bit of a drop off there as well. What I think this game comes down to, Tom, is Sark against Matt Patricia. And I'll take Sark any day of the week, going in at halftime, being able to make adjustments that Matt Patricia just can't stay up on top of. And I think Texas gets it done, but I'll feel much better if I could get +3. And if I can't get +3, I'll probably wait to go in live. I'm hoping Ohio State gets on the board quick with a quick touchdown. I'll be jumping in live at that point to get Texas plus money.
Yeah. I have a similar but different angle with what you said. I agree. I think this game is definitely ripe for the live betting, especially if you can't get it at 3. Now, I took Texas at 2.5. And that's, if you listen last week at the college football show, I took Texas to win the SEC, not to win the national championship, but to win the SEC. Just to add, Mike, to what you said, I feel Texas did well in the portal to kind of replace some pieces on defense. Do I think they're as good as last year? No. I think they can still get the job done, but I feel like the best defensive players who are available in the portal, I feel like Texas just went out and cleaned house and locked them up. Arch Manning, I agree there's an unknown there, but I feel like there's a bigger unknown with Julian Sayin than Arch Manning. From a pedigree standpoint, I'm not saying Sayin's not good. I'm just saying Manning, I do have a play. I took Texas 2.5. I feel like we saw a small sample size last year of Manning and Sark. Now he has listen, he's better than Quinn Ewers, and nothing against Quinn Ewers, but Manning has the potential to be better than Ewers. And now that Sark had a whole offseason, knowing that Manning is the guy going in, is there going to be some jitters there? Yeah. It could be a slow start on both sides, right? I also like the fact, though, of Texas going up against 2 new coordinators. And like you said, it's Matt Patricia and Sark. And dude, I'll take Sark any day. I'll take Sark over Ryan Day. I don't think Ryan Day is like marginally better than Big Game James up there in Happy Valley, who bought Knowles from Ohio State, and he's still ain't going to do shit. But I from a coaches, I lean Texas. I feel Texas is a little bit more polished. Sark has little bit better resume, right? So Texas there. But again, I think the live betting, like you said, if you don't feel comfortable 2.5, the live betting is probably where you find it.
There's no sense jumping on it now. There's no sense anybody just wait to see if we get a 3 out there, and if we don't get a 3, you might, you can take it at 2.5 if you want, but you do have it's very likely that Ohio State comes out and scores, and then you can get a good number on Texas.
Yeah, but that is a hell of a banger.
Yeah, what a game to start out with.
And did you hear Dave Portnoy is somehow banned from that game? I mean, dude, that's
no, get out.
Yeah, they won't let him in because he's part of the new Fox kickoff thing, right? So they said no, you can't come here. So
what a joke.
That's so stupid. Fucking Ohio, it's a barren wasteland. All right, let's just keep moving. The next game, LSU, Clemson, the nightcap, with a lot of other good stuff sandwiched in between. But this game, another one. I mean, it's just another one.
Yeah. Hey, I got something here for you. What coach is the most profitable since 2005 as an underdog? I'll tell you who it is. Brian Kelly. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Really?
Yep. Since 2005, as an underdog, he's been the most profitable. Now, wow. I mentioned this before. I like LSU this year. I have high hopes for him. I'm not a big Kelly fan, but I'm not a Dabo fan either. When I look at this game, just to mention the line it was Wednesday, which is today, about midday, was Clemson minus 3.5. The total was posted at 57.5. LSU could finally run the ball this year. And although Clemson has some studs up on the defensive line, they don't grade out that great against the rush. They were outside the top 75 in rush success rate last year. And then when you take a look at the quarterbacks on both teams, I know Klubnik's potential Heisman candidate, but so is Nussmeier. And if I were to choose, I'd take Nussmeier just about every day of the week. It comes down to me thinking just that Clemson is a little overrated. And, at the end of the day, I don't like backing Brian Kelly, but I think LSU stays within that number and gets it done. So, not an official play, but
I do have
an official play.
I have an official play, and I took Clemson laying 3.5.
Head to head. I love it.
Yeah, this is going to be good. This is good. We're giving a little tease into Cash It or Trash It. That's our weekly pick segment coming up when we close out the books. But so, I think Brian Kelly is overrated. You and I talked about that last week in the college football show. I'm not a Kelly fan either. His 3 years at LSU, he is 0-3 straight up and against the spread. He was better at Notre Dame. I just don't like Kelly.
0-3 against Clemson, are you saying?
No, just in season openers at LSU. So
season openers.
Yeah, season openers 0-3 straight up and against the spread. Do I have all the confidence in Dabo because he makes some dumb decisions sometimes too? No, I feel a little bit better him at the helm than Kelly. Dude, I feel like this game is almost like a pick 'em, but then you get Death Valley, you get Clemson at night.
Well, if you feel it's a pick 'em, you should be taking LSU plus the 3.5.
But I'm a fucking idiot. I'm just gonna ride with Clemson. But I just feel I don't know what I'm gonna get. I kind of know what I'm gonna get from Brian Kelly, but like we talked about last week, I feel, and kind of like what you said, I feel like the team will dig him out of the dumb mistakes he's going to make, right? He has talent there. They can kind of bail him out. However, one thing to note, and I'm not sold on Dabo, but since 2017, Clemson is 8-0 in week 1 home openers. And now, if you also count 2016, their home opener was week 2, they'd be 9-0. However, in the last 8 season openers, against a P4 opponent, they're only 2-6 against the spread. So I feel like they have a really good old line too. I feel like on defense, they're stacked at pretty much every level. I think regardless of the outcome of this game, win or lose, I still think they run through the ACC. They have a tough schedule, but I still think they get it done. Now,
Listen, it's a good game to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely it will not be disappointing. One other quick trend or nugget here. When two AP ranked teams play in a non-neutral setting and the better ranked team is a home single-digit favorite or underdog, these teams have gone 59-19 straight up and 52-23-3 against the spread. That's 69% since 2017. If you're looking at that, your play would be Clemson laying at 3.5.
We got Mark Lawrence here with his oh, you know what? I got one too, Tom. I forgot to read this one. Clemson is 0-18 when they play their first game away, and the coach's Aunt Sally is in the stands with her nephew.
And I'm just spitting facts here.
I know.
And just
No, it's good info. It's good info, but fuck that info. LSU for the cover.
Next week's going to be
All
interesting.
right, we're
to see how
battling
this-
head-to-head.
to see how
Head-to-head
this
on that
shakes out, 'cause
one.
This is good. Wait, I have a short-term memory because I'm getting old here.
Yeah, you're
Ohio-
1-0.
No,
Oh, okay. I thought you were rubbing in the K-State bet. I get it.
the Texas-Ohio State. Did you take Ohio State?
I did not. I
Oh,
did
you
not.
you leaned
yeah,
Texas. Oh, you said you weren't playing it. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, if I could get a 3
okay.
or a live line,
Yeah.
I'm going to get it. And
Okay.
yeah, I like LSU, but it would you'll hear later it's not an official play of mine.
Yeah.
All right,
And
what other
then we
marquee?
go to the Sunday, the Catholics versus the Convicts, South
Yeah,
Beach.
you stole my thunder. I was going to say that too. Listen, I don't have a whole lot to talk about this one. I'll just mention
me
a
either.
couple quick things. So Miami is -2.5. I'm sorry, Notre Dame's -2.5 with a posted total of 49.5. Notre Dame comes in with a new OC, Mike Denbrock. You got a new freshman quarterback in CJ Carr. Notre Dame's going to have a dominant interior defensive line like Notre Dame typically does. Notre Dame's going to come in with a solid rushing attack with one of the best running backs in the league with Jeremiah Love. But this isn't something that's a shock. Like Mario Cristobal knows what's happening here. Like they know what they need to do to stop Notre Dame. You know, they're going to load the box and they're going to force Carr to beat them through the air. I don't know if he could do that. I don't know if they'll be able to do that. Miami's always talented in their skilled positions. I think Carson Beck will play a great game. And at the end of the day, if you're going skilled position versus skilled position, Miami looks like the better team. But if you look at a more well-balanced team and maybe more fundamentally sound and disciplined team, that definitely goes to Notre Dame's side. So I don't have a lean either way here. If gun to my head, I would take the dog. But again, I would need to get a 3 in order to take it. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah. So I do have a play here in this. I am taking the Miami money line, so we can get to that. Yeah, I can break that down a little bit later, but just to kind of.
If you want to cover it now and then.
Hey, all right. So I'm doing Miami money line, and here's why. I'm going to give some more.
Here we go.
Because numbers don't lie, people do. This is where, if you look at the road favorite, in this instance, Notre Dame's a road favorite here going into Miami. So since the start of the 2022 season, road favorite for against the spread wager since the start of 2022 season, air covering just 47% of the time. So in that case, you'd fade Notre Dame here in this. I feel like everybody's on Notre Dame, and I'm not high on Miami either. I don't really have a dog in the fight. I mean, I guess I do because I took Miami in the money line. Well, the only reason I did that is because you and I had talked about doing like a 4-team money line parlay each week. So that was one that I would throw in there I think it was plus 110 or 115 when I looked and marked it down on my sheet. So depending on who your two are, could add get a nice little money line parlay if we choose to do that. So I know, dude. Here's what I do think is going to happen if we weren't doing the 4 money line parlay teams. I would take the under in this game, and here's why. There's a game there on Saturday, so that track's going to be a little beat up. So I don't know how that could potentially have an impact on how these teams go up and down the field. That track's kind of beat up from the game before because they don't really have time to do anything with that quick turnaround for that Sunday game. So I feel more comfortable playing the under, but took Miami money line to throw in our little money line parlay. And I like Marcus Freeman, but I don't really fucking like Notre Dame team. They're just this independent team that sits there to get the TV contract, and they get blown the fuck out in college football playoff. No matter how good they are, they just get smoked. Just like Penn State. So
there you have it.
So, I want to get your thoughts on. We're not going to run down all these top 25 games, but these were 2 that I was kind of looking at. We talked about the South Florida Boise game, and that line just all over the place. I have the play at 6. So, and the reason I'm asking you about this, and this is looking at specifically the line for Penn State and for Georgia. Penn State's laying 44.5, Georgia's 39.5. So when you have that big of a line and two FBS schools in the opening week since 2013, they are 16-0 straight up and 15-1 against spread. That's covering just shy of 94%. I just don't know. There's Big Game James playing Little Sisters of the Poor. He's going to run it up, but I don't know. I just feel like that's a lot of points.
I mean, he usually in history shows that he typically covers those games.
And fucking Marshall is just trash. I think Georgia beats the shit out of them. I mean, I'm not playing these games, but I just thought that was I didn't know that number was that high, because typically you see those high numbers. Other than Franklin, these teams don't cover those high numbers. But I was curious what your thoughts were on that, and then was looking at this game sucks. New Mexico is trash, but with all the crap going on with Michigan in the offseason, do you think that that 34.5 seems high I know New Mexico sucks, and I'm not playing this game at all, but do we know anything about this kid at Michigan? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I stay away from large lines in week 1 with those teams. Just never was one to bet on or against them. I think what comes into play is who do they have on deck for next week. That's important to look at, because some of these teams, if Georgia, and I don't know, I didn't look at the schedule for their second game. If they are playing a decent team, they're not looking to have their starters in there the last 10 minutes of the game with a big lead. And that's where you can get a couple backdoor touchdowns as the underdog to cover. So, it's too many things that could go wrong there because of a coach's decision to say, hey, let's rest you guys, get ready for next week when we have a game that really counts. So, yeah, my suggestion, if you're asking me, would be to just stay off of those games. Plenty of other good games to bet.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I don't know, freshman quarterback, I don't know, and all the shit going on in Michigan. 2 little quick, I guess, noteworthy pieces of games that we talked about, which if you are playing these games or if you're thinking about it, it could sway you one way or the other. Home field advantage, makes a big deal, right? So when you have these early season games between these teams that are typically unfamiliar P4 schools like Texas, Ohio State, the host, so let's take the Ohio State game, for example, they're 28-16 straight up, 25-15-4 against the spread. It's about 63% coverage rate over the last decade, maybe a little bit over a decade. So in that case, we just talked about Texas, Ohio State. That would have you leaning Ohio State in that case. And then also Clemson. I don't know. Dude, you read between the numbers. I mean, it's just, you can find numbers any way you want to kind of convince yourself that they.
Yeah, for every stat that you could have, there's another one on the other side since 2021 instead of 2020. It's just, I think my position on those. I mean, they're good. Some guys play stats completely. But like I said, I think you could find a a counterpart to every good stat that is in your favor.
All right, that wraps up across the board. Biggest games every week in every league. What do you say, Mike? We see which ones made the cut. Close the books.
Yeah, I got some winners here. I'll give you 3 games here with a little bit of analysis, and then we'll do our 2-minute drill rapid fire and go through. I'll give you the rest of my plays.
You lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day.
I want winners.
And that's what I'll give you. So let's start off on Thursday. Buffalo, a MAC team at Minnesota. Buffalo is getting 18 points. I'm going to go ahead and take those 18 points with the MAC dog here with Buffalo. Minnesota is going to have the best player on the field, Darius Taylor. He's going to get a bunch of touches. Buffalo's going to have to try to find a way to stop them. Minnesota defensively lost their defensive coordinator, Heatherman, and that's important. That's going to play a big role in Minnesota's defense. I do not see them looking as good as they were last year. Over on the other side of the ball, you're looking at Buffalo's defense. They were 9th overall in returning production. They're going to get Minnesota into long passing downs. They could stop the run on 1st and 2nd down and get Minnesota in long passing downs, and that's not where Minnesota is effective. Fleck likes to come out and smash the ball, and that's the type of team he has this year. So on offensive side for Buffalo, they have really 2 good wide receivers returning. They have a workhorse in Al-J. Henderson. At quarterback, there's questions for Buffalo, but he's a former 4-star recruit. I'm gonna, put my faith in him, and it's a no-brainer for me to get over 3 scores, and that's where we're at now with the plus 18. That's over 3 scores. That's going to be a play for me. Look at the game on Saturday. You got Ball State at Purdue. This time I'm not going with the MAC team. I'm laying Purdue in the 17. Listen, Purdue is a dumpster fire. They were last year. This is more of a fade. This is more of a fade on Ball State. Purdue's not going to be a formidable Big Ten team this year, but listen, I don't need them to be. I just need them to pound Ball State in week 1. And Barry Odom wants to come out and make an impression after such a bad season last year at Purdue. The good thing is, while he was at Mizzou and UNLV, he has a history of pounding lesser opponents. He's done it over and over again. The roster for Purdue, when you look at the roster compared to Ball State, just so much more talent on the Purdue side of the ball. Ball State, just an atrocious defense last year. Listen to this, Tom. Out of 45 red zone appearances, team scored 44 times. That's almost how crazy is that? Jesus. They gave up 11 or more plays of 50+ yards. Oh my God. And they gave up explosives. And that's what you're going to see. You're going to see Purdue with explosive plays, and they're not going to lay off the gas. They, like I said, they want to show their crowd, their school, that they're not the dumpster fire they were last year. And Ball State is defensively just will not have an answer for them. And then I'll give you my third play with analysis here. I'm going to be taking Louisiana Monroe -2.5. That's what I played it at a couple days ago. Now I know that's crept up, but I'll be honest. I'll play that. I'd even play that up to 27. I feel really good about this. So St. Francis of PA is dropping from a Division I FCS school next year down to a Division III school. So try getting transfers in knowing that you're going to Division III. You're not getting any recruits. So they're going to be playing with talent they had from last year. People went in the transfer portal to get away from this team. I'm even surprised that they're going to even be able to put a roster, fill a team and get them out there. They're such an undersized defensive front. Their secondary replaces 43 career starts. I mean, that's a lot of players to try to replace. They're going to have struggles with the LMU running attack. I just think LMU's running attack is just way too good, and it's going to be just pounding the ball up and down the field. And I think this is going to be an easy cover. I'm going to take LMU minus the 22.5 or up to 27.5. You could still get it. I wouldn't go over the 27, but anything under 27, take it, and we'll cash that ticket, and I'll see you at the window.
Hell yeah.
Floor's
Hell
yours.
yeah. All right, so I am also on Buffalo. I locked it in at 17.5. You can get it at 18, take it at 18, 17.5. It's tomato at this point. But I mean, they finished last year on a 5-game win streak to finish 9-4, 9 starters back on defense. It's like you said, Fleck likes to run the ball. Dude, Buffalo's front seven is outstanding, dude. They're 44th in the country. Linebackers ranked 72nd. I mean, they made Phil Steele's national defensive ranking. So you got defensive end Kobe Stewart led the MAC in sacks last year. Buffalo 10-5 against the spread with 3 outright wins since 2017 as a double-digit underdog. Lock it in, Buffalo 17.5, 18, whatever you want. Take Buffalo. I got Miami of Ohio. This is MAC heavy, dude. By the way, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Somehow these picks that I broke down are kind of MAC heavy. Miami of Ohio won 7 in a row. Got the MAC title game. Finished 9-5 last year, won 7 games by double-digit margins, 5 starters back on defense. I think Chuck Martin will find a way to have a good defense. I gave up 18.6 or 18.8 points a game last year. DeQuan Finn, quarterback out of the portal from Baylor, did well at Toledo. 63-23 career TD to interception ratio, 7,000 passing yards, and just shy of 1,700 rushing yards. So I think they upgrade at quarterback. I like Miami of Ohio. Getting 17.5 there. UNLV, as we talked about earlier, they probably have one of the worst defenses right now in college football. And dude, I'm hammering the over against Sam Houston State. I don't know who the hell is going to win that game. I just think it's going to be a shootout. I may even take Sam Houston getting 10 points and see what that comes out. UNLV is just I don't know. Last week.
Official play for that one?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, book it. Yeah, I'll take. I'll take the over, and I'll take Sam Houston getting 10, just because I have no faith in what the UNLV is going to do. Tennessee, Syracuse. I got it under 50.5. Syracuse is just garbage. I don't know. Tennessee. You don't know what you're going to get from the quarterback either. I think Josh Heupel. I think he'll do good things. We've seen that. He gets a lot out of these guys, but I think it's going to be a slow start. I don't think Syracuse is going to put up a lot of points, and I think Tennessee gets off to a slow start. I think they win. They're also 16-4. That's an 80% against the spread cover in non-conference games since 2021. I like Tennessee. If you're going to play the spread, play that. I'm not playing it. I'm just playing the under there. And I got Toledo getting 9.5 at Kentucky. They're 2-0 versus Power 4 teams last year. Tucker Gleason's back this year. He is a 24-8 TD to touchdown interception ratio, almost 3,000 passing yards last year. Toledo's 4-1 against the spread as a road dog, and 2 outright wins since 2021. Honestly, I'd probably fade Kentucky in every SEC game this year. I'm not playing it, but I would probably pick their season win total under 4.5 if you can still get it. Rapid fire. I got more. I don't know if you got more, but I got more. I'm not going to break anything down, but I got some rapid fire picks.
Came on the board.
I'm just throwing darts and seeing what sticks. All
right. Go through mine here. So I gave out the LMU, Buffalo, and Purdue plays already. I was on the fence whether I wanted to give this one out because I did take it. So I told you guys that I'm going to give you every play that I play. I'm going to follow through and give it out, and I'm not going to give out a play that I don't play. So I took Rutgers minus the 13.5, and now it's up to 15.5, even 16 at places. I'm going to go ahead and play that, and I suggest that even you take it up to the 15.5, 16 if you have to. That's going to be an official play for me. Next, I got Charlotte plus 7. I got Georgia State plus 38.5. Now that is down to 35 right now. I would take it at 35, but I wouldn't go any less than 35. My next play would be in the Cal-Oregon State game. I'm going to play that game under the posted total of 51.5.
I like that. I'm not playing, but I like that.
And then on Sunday, I have the Hokies, Virginia Tech, plus 8. That line has changed.
I'm
I think
over that.
Sitting at 7 right about now, I believe, last time I saw it. And then one last ugly one for you. And if you could get the balls to take it, I actually took them on the money line here. I think the wrong team is favored in this game. I'm going to take the UTEP money line. I think that is a winner, outright winner. And here it is, my friends.
Out in the West Texas town of
What are we doing here? It's off the rails.
And those are my plays for week 1.
Digging deep on that one. UTEP, baby. Oh, man.
Let's do it.
Ooh. All right. So, in addition to what I mentioned earlier, the 4 or 5 I just rattled off, the Texas, the Clemson, I'm also on the Virginia Tech. I like that. That's a play. UCLA getting 6.5 at home. I don't know. I think Utah. I think UCLA is scrappy. I really don't have I just have a feel. It's just I'm not high on Utah. I'm not high on UCLA either. But 6.5 at home. I like UCLA there. Auburn money line. I already told you I have Miami money line. So if you want to do the 4 team money line parlay, my 2 would be Auburn and Miami. And I did take this today, locked it in. Florida State getting 13.5 at home. Not sure what Bama quarterback situation looks like.
Almost made my cut. I'm hanging out and waiting for a 14 to come along.
Yeah,
if it doesn't come along, I'm not going to take it. But yeah,
I have no patience, so I just locked that fucker in. I was like, whatever. It's week 1. It's like pizza money because I had notes all over the place and I couldn't decide before we got together. You know what? I'm just going to play it all. And then, we'll see how this cash it or trash it turned out.
When there's not a podcast next week because Tom lost all his money, maybe I'll still stick around a little bit.
Be living in a van down by the river with my dogs. It could go either way.
Good luck this weekend, fellas, boys and girls. I hope you shop around, get your best numbers, get those games locked in, and then we'll be talking about these on the flip side.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how we measure up here and cash it or trash it. We will post these picks on social media so you guys, you can see that we're cashing tickets and we're not just talking here. We're just giving you straight facts and betting stats. And like us, follow us, subscribe. And Mike, what do you say? Do that again and again, like unlike and like.
Like and subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe again. It makes it look good with the ratings. We'll take that. Tell a friend.
Or if you can find another computer somewhere or a VPN to get on, we like that too because that's a unique view. We will post our bets, so cash your tickets and see you at the window, and we'll catch you next week.
Peace out, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Off the Hook. If you're riding with the picks or fading them, hit subscribe and come back for more sharp takes and real action. See you next time.